Hi everyone, it's Mukul here. Today we're going to talk about setting up a Facebook group in 3 easy steps, okay? So let's get into it. So, step one, Facebook group name. Now, why do we need to make so much fuss about it? Why is it important? Well, people come to your group through three main sources, right? Either they will come through suggested sidebar, or they will come through people searching in the search form in Facebook, or they'll come through Google. Now, whatever they're typing is the keyword. Now, if that keyword is relevant, is actually in your name, they're more likely to find it and they'll come to your group. So let's do quick examples of that. So suggested group sidebar. Now, if I go into my group, you will notice that they are on the side. If in desktop, there are these suggested groups. Now they are all Facebook automatically put that in there because of the name that I have in my group and also the description. So it is important that your name and your description that you have in your group actually uh, actually resonates with your audience. So Facebook will automatically start suggesting this, right? They're not paying for this, but Facebook will automatically do that for you at the moment. So make use of that, right? Secondly is the keyword search. So if I'm here and I'm suddenly typing passive income, so all these group names that come up, so passive income, right? So let's say, so Facebook gives you all that. So if you just go to groups, it'll give you all these groups that are available for passive income. Now, because my title, my name has the word passive income, that's why it will be suggested to people and then they can join that, right? So that's why it's important um, to get again the name because people do second source of your traffic will be the search. Now third source of traffic is Google. Now if you go into Google and you type in like digital marketing, you'll find that uh, Facebook will suggest. So Facebook, let's just type just to make it more Facebook group. So here you go. So this group comes up on top. Now there are a lot of digital marketing groups. Now this group will come up on top because they again have certain keywords in there. And it says digital marketing questions public group, and they might have few more keywords in the description that makes it uh, for for Google to rank it highly on Google. So again, the keyword is very important. So that now you understand why it's important because it helps you get traffic. So what you got to make sure is it just doesn't just have the keywords, but it should be a statement so that people can look at it and people that you're targeting can identify themselves with it. And also it can be aspirational or it could be something that you're solving a problem for. So in that case scenario here, it's telling you that it helps you answer questions. So it's a questions public group. For example, in my case, what my group is telling is it helps you make passive income with certain best side hustle ideas. With other ones, it's for entrepreneurs or it's for college students. So it's telling you like what is it, who is it for, and what you're going to get when you get into the group, right? Here is opportunity. So here is for ranking and rent strategy. So it's quite clear, and that way people will know exactly what they're going to get. So uh, that's what you need to do. Now, how do you go about doing that is through keyword research. So let's do that. So first thing with keyword research is to make sure that the popular names in your niche. So that's what I just quickly showed you here. So with passive income, I got all these different names, right? But let's take another example here. So if I'm looking for a wedding planner, and I go into groups, I can suddenly see all these different group names. Now, it will also not only show me what are the different groups, but how many members there are. So as you can see, wedding planner, 94,000 members, so huge, right? Um, so wedding planners, party and wedding planners, fabulous. So suddenly you start to see how like they don't call it like they do call themselves event planner, but that's not as much. Like if you were wondering like are they going to call themselves wedding organizers or wedding planners, um, that also you can kind of start to see, right? So wedding, as you type in, so let's say just if you type wedding, there are all these things, right? So you got Sydney brides, buy and sell weddings. So how many wedding organizers? So if you are confused, should I call my group wedding organizer or wedding planners? You can go in there and see, right? So wedding organizers are not that many big groups. They're just 500, 600 members. So that would be a bad idea, right? People don't search by that. Another way to validate is Google. Google is the best place that will help you validate. So, but before we do that, what you need to do is download a Chrome extension called Keywords Everywhere. All right, so how do you do that? Well, go in and type Chrome extension keywords everywhere. All right, so we'll bring that up, click on it. I'll take you to Google Chrome Web Store, and then you can add that. Now, since I've already added that, it says to remove. But basically, what it does is, as soon as you add it, this Chrome extension will come up on your Chrome browser. It might be off by default, but you can just turn it on, right? Um, and then what will happen is by default, it will be turned off because you need to do certain settings. So if I go to settings page, um, you will also need to register. There'll be some kind of registration process. There'll be some videos and instructions available when you download this. But the main process is that you'll have to register with an email address, and that email address then it will send you an email in your account and will tell you, click here to get your key. If you click on that key, you'll get that key here, and then you need to copy that and eventually go in and go into your settings page and paste that key here and validate, right? So they want to do that because there were a lot of people who are abusing this tool, and they were using it for automation and whatnot. So now they wanted to have manual intervention where, it's not just a bot, there's actually people. So they put an email address and then link that through the API key. So once you do that, this tool will become it will activate. And when you turn it on, what amazing feature it will provide you is things like this, right? So wedding planner. Now, I want to know not only like Google already tells me how many, what are the like most searched keywords. So if I type wedding planner, you got wedding planner book, wedding planner Sydney, wedding planner diary, and I can suddenly see wedding planner book has 40,500 searches per month. Now, that gives you some idea of what people are looking for, right? So, are they looking for checklist? Wedding planner checklist 27,000. That's crazy, right? Um, so if you had, like, if you're thinking, should I make a wedding planner course or should I make a checklist or a book? Of course, you got to make the wedding planner book or a checklist because that's rated way higher, right? So if that's a lead magnet that you want to create, suddenly this keywords anywhere tool is giving you all this information about what people are searching for. So whenever they search for it, that means that's a huge demand for it, and that means you can start supplying that product. So also when you do that search, um, this. So let me hit enter. So wedding planner, and on the right, you'll see the wedding planner keywords to the keywords anywhere to show me additional information, right? So it gives me all the other related keywords, wedding planner salary, but that's what people are searching for. People also search for wedding planner book, right? Diary and whatnot. So you suddenly have an idea of which are the most high keywords, right? So now if I'm in that area, so I know I'm going to start using that. Cool. So that's um, the whole uh, thing about keywords research. Now, next step is to actually go and just do it. Don't overthink it because Facebook allows you to do it, keep modifying it. So even if you're not sure that wedding planner is the right name for it, just go and create one. So I'll take you through a process on how to create one. So let's do this. So first, just go in home. You'll see Explorer. Just click on Groups. And when you go in there, you'll get an option to create a group. Okay, so you create a group. That's it. What's your name? So let's do this. Wedding planner. Now we saw that wedding planner book or checklist were quite popular. So you can say wedding planner books and checklist, and other resources, right? Something like that. Now, I'm not saying that's final, but you can keep iterating on it. Don't overthink it. That the keyword tool already gave you a few tips. Just use that, and then you'll know what's happening. Now, the privacy. Now, don't make it public because um, there is a bit of like if you put something that's closed, people then feel that exclusivity about the group, and then they would want to get in and they want to apply to get in. And then once you approve them, then they'll feel like, wow, that I got access to this and this is something important. So you don't want to make it secret. Secret is when you're just like having it with your friends and whatnot, but you want closed so people can find it. And once they find it, they have to like submit, like to apply for it and then get that, right? So you want to do that. And you can also do pin to shortcut, so it will be available in your groups you manage. All right, so we just created a group. So now you have a group. Um, so there's nothing in it. The next thing you have to do is to create a group banner. But before we get into that, you might want to set up some settings for this group, right? So group banner is simply just uploading this photo, and I'll show you this quickly later. But you go into group settings. And let's see what are the default settings and if you want to change that or not. So this is the name of the group that you set. By default, that's the icon. Now, if there is an icon that resonates with your group name, you can select that. So with the wedding planner, you might want to have like, let's see what makes more sense. Let's keep a home or something, right? And then general. So you can leave it as general, but let's see what are the options. You can buy, sell, gaming, social learning, and jobs, right? So keep it as general, that's fine. Unless your group is all about teaching people, then there are certain units and series of units like additional functionality that might be available. Um, so yeah, just have a quick look at this, but mostly general should be okay. Once you have that, again, this is very important. This will help people find your group. And again, all the keywords around that. So you can say wedding planner books and checklist and other resources, etc. So you can add a location if you want, but if you are just, it's the group about everything for everyone, not just a particular location. You don't need to specify that. Tags will help again in all the other suggested groups. So if it's about wedding and uh, I can say it's more about wedding.net. Yep. So I select some very popular books. So suddenly, people who are in that group who go in there regularly might suddenly, so Facebook might show my group as a suggested group. Okay. Um, you can forget the apps for now. Link your page. Forget that for the moment. This is interesting. By default, as you can see, Facebook has this color. You might want to change that. So when people come to your group, they'll feel a bit like they know that they're in a certain area and everything related to that, right? So let's do this green. And then web address, if you are um, if you want to be linked to a website, you can do that. Close group settings, we already talked about that. Manage badges. So this is like if you start to have a lot of members in your group, you'll have a lot of different badges. So people who joined the group recently will have founding members, and that way it allows you to have engagement within your group. When people start to contribute a lot, Facebook automatically rewards them with certain badge, right? Um, so membership requests. So this is where this is quite important. So like most of the groups don't ask questions when people join them, but I believe it's very important that you do that because what allows you to do is it allows you to kind of filter your audience and see who's coming in and what they want, right? So for example, for my group, I said it's about side hustles. So I might like, hey, do you already have a side hustle? Yes or no? If you do, what is it? And what are your challenges? So that so it helps me understand like what my group should focus on. If most of the people challenges is about managing the time, so it might help me to go, okay, next week I'm going to do a whole content about time, right? Managing time. That so then people in the group will suddenly start engaging because it's relevant to them. So if it's wedding planning, you might ask a question about, like, are you getting married recently, or are you planning this for others? And what are your challenges right now? What do you need help with? And those questions will then suddenly, um, so, are you getting married recently? You don't need to have options. It's multiple choice. You can just say it's a written answer, save, and then you need help with. Okay, so let's just start with two questions. Um, what you can actually do, and this is very useful, is um, let us know your email, enter your email to get our free wedding planner checklist, right? Now, what that does is you'll get, now this becomes a funnel, right? It allows you to suddenly capture email for people who are interested. You don't need to build websites or whatnot. Now you start to collect a leads list, right? So if your group suddenly grows to 100 to 1,000 people, you'll have email addresses of thousands of people. So later down the track, when you're ready to build your funnel or your websites and you want to target these people, you have that email address, and now then you can send them all these other information about what product you're launching and everything else. So you don't really need a product to capture people's email address or a page or a funnel. You just need a group, right? And this membership question is gold, right? And you can start to create rules in it. So by default, I think um, gives you these example rules. So you might go, yep, I'll just take that, confirm. I'll just leave that for now, and that's it. You can create your more rules here, right? So that's done. So let's go back into settings again. So join, edit group settings. Okay, so I've done the questions. Um, Now membership requests, allow pages to request as to join as group members. So this is when pages mean, they're when people can create business pages and people have personal profiles. Now, if you want to allow business pages to join your group, that's fine, that you can allow that in the beginning, but I personally prefer not to. So you say don't allow pages. The reason is then you don't know who this person is, you don't know anything about them. Anyone can create pages about anything. Um, so if you're not targeting another business, then I would just focus on just allowing personal profiles, right? And also posting permissions. Do you want anyone to be able to post in this group? What happens when the group goes really big? You might not have the capacity to like manage the group daily or in hourly. So you might just say you wanna be able to only admins to post in this group, or if you say anyone can post in this group, you might say it must be approved by an admin or a moderator, right? and and you can say anyone in the group can post or only admins can post, right? So these is posting permissions. These are story posting. So there's two separate features within a group: stories and posts. So you can look at that. And again, for stories approval, you might want to say approved by admin or not. Cool. So done. So you save that, and that's your group set up. Okay. So last step is then to set up the banner, right? So there are two options that you have. The two options that you have, one is to do it yourself, another is to get someone else to do it. Now, doing it yourself, you need to know what the Facebook group cover photo size is. So Facebook group cover photo, that's the cover Facebook group cover photo. Now, if you want to do a quick search, you might say Facebook group cover photo size, and it will tell you quickly it is 1640 by 856. Okay, so you go to Canva, canva.com. That's the design tool. It's free to use up to a certain I think features. So you just go in there and go, I want to create a design, I want to do custom dimension, and you just had um, the so I'm just gonna close these browsers. So 1640 by 856. And so create design. There you go. So you have that Canva, and all you need to do is then suddenly there are already all these amazing designs that are available. So anything that resonates with you. So in this case, I'm looking for wedding. So I'm just going to do a quick search wedding. So there it is. I've got some designs for wedding. This looks awesome, or this one. I might choose that. Um, and then I can just name. So I can, as you can see, I can easily say wedding planner group. And then I can say anything else in here. Checklists, books, checklists, and other resources, right? Yeah. So suddenly I have that, and I'm just going to now download this, right? PNG, JPEG, high quality image, done. So now I have the image downloaded. So it must be in my download folder. Right, so there it is. So quickly, I'm just going to go into Facebook again, and I'll go upload. I'll go to downloads, and here it is. Now, you might feel that it's a bit too much for you to work on these tools, um, but there you go. Look, and you just have to click save. It's ready. The group is created now, right? People can start joining it. Um, but if you want someone else to do it for you, all you got to do is go to Fiverr. I'll put the link in the video or in Trello. But once you get there, all you do is again just type Facebook group cover. Now, just guess like how much would people charge for it, right? Let's see. There you go. This guy, he's charging 7 Australian dollars, almost 5 US. And that's it. Like he'll create a group cover for you, high quality, and then many other people, right? You can look at the ratings. This guy's created got 295 reviews. Just maybe use him, right? If you're too stressed about it, just outsource it to someone. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for today. Just 3 easy steps. Again, just reviewing, you do a bit of keyword research about your name, then you just go to group and just do it and follow the settings, and it's pretty straightforward. And then you just go into Canva to create your group banner, and then you can iterate on it or get someone else to do it, right? Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.